Welcome back to Off the Beaten Path. What we're doing now is just starting to root some of our various fig cuttings, and as you can see, they're at various stages. We just kind of started maybe about a month or so ago, and now we're just in the process of kind of finishing up the last of the last few we have. I want to show you just the technique that I've been using. It's pretty effective. It's probably around 90% so far. And I also just want to show, I use 1 gallon pots. I know a lot of people use tree pots and stuff, 1 cutting per. I'm kind of in a space crunch, so I have to start more than 1 per gallon container. So sometimes I'll have 3 or 4. A lot of times people cringe at that, but the longer that you wait, when they develop some pretty good roots without actually getting all tangled in there, they're not too hard to remove and separate. So what I use is like a pro mix or professional growers mix, just a sterile mix. And I'll take my cutting, label them individually just so I don't get any, there's no confusion there. And what I'll do is even though the ends are probably pretty fresh, I'll cut the ends kind of at an angle, and I'll also kind of score the bottoms a little bit just to break that up, to get some callousing happening there. The other thing that I do, it's not critical to terminal node cuttings, but I still like to wrap them in parafilm, making them really thin, but it's really not that important to go like all the way down. As a matter of fact, sometimes it's bad to go too far down, because if it meets the soil line, you end up getting rot because there's nowhere for the water to go. So I'll wrap mine about maybe a quarter way down. And now that it's wrapped, I also want my soil to be fluffy. I don't want it to be wet. That's usually where people go wrong, is having the soil be so wet it's clumpy, and then it just rots. So it's better to be a little bit on the dry side than too wet, because you can always add water. You can't. It's a lot harder to take water away. So once I have this, I usually don't go in the middle. I find that the best spot is sort of kind of in the corners, and once I have that, I'll kind of just mound it up a little bit, and then that's pretty much it. So I may put in a few more of these particular varieties, just because on the sides it ends up a little drier, and there's a little more space, and I think it can you usually get some pretty good root action that's right against the sides rather than right in the middle, where it's usually compacted. So we'll probably do another video just to see how some more of these start to develop. Thank you for watching.